Hey gang, this is Steve. It has been a little while since I posted. There are a lot of comments that I have not addressed. I apologize for that, as much like you folks, I have life and, PVCs get in the way sometimes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through with the first video, Living with PVCs, the struggle to surviving, and just kind of address some of the comments because I haven't been active and I feel it's important that I do since you're all here. So let's go back to some of the earlier posts here real quick. I'm going to try to get as many as I can, alright? Citizen 13. Let's see. Let's start at the top, shall we? Let's do it that way. Just kind of go through. Kareem Dunn. I had to be taken to the hospital by ambulance for my job the other day. I tried to stay at work for half a shift at least, but I couldn't make it anymore. They were very frightening. I've actually experienced the SVT as well. It's getting to the point where it's affecting my livelihood. I've lost the weight. I was told to change his diet, essentially, even cleaned it up, but it's still experiencing these PVCs. Yeah, I think this is a thing that a lot of people don't appreciate. I don't think physicians appreciate. And anybody that doesn't have this will not understand. It can be fucking impossible to work. It's almost impossible to work. If you have PVCs that come out of nowhere and you're having a lot of them, especially if you go into trigeminy or bigeminy, you're looking at some serious crap. And it is not easy to sit there and try to be productive for somebody else. And then, of course, we have these thoughts that we're going to die. We know we're going to die. I liken it to staring down the barrel of a gun. Somebody's going to shoot you in the face. I see no difference between the two. So I'm sorry you had to go to the hospital. But I understand it. I completely understand it. But other people won't. Thanks for posting that. And you know the SVT. The SVT on top of PVC? Shit, dude. That's hell. That is hell on earth. I struggle to express exactly what that feels like emotionally because it'll destroy you. In one period of my life, it has destroyed me. So Kareem, thanks for posting. The Moviezilla podcast, thanks for making this video. I've been getting PVCs constantly for the last 10 days. Never had them. Went to the ER until my x-rays and blood tests came back fine and released me, so I'm trying to find a cardiologist as of right now. I'm 29. 29 years old, man. I don't know if you're a man or a woman. I'm sorry, I shouldn't say that. I get it. Mine started when mine were in my early 20s. A little earlier than you, I think. But they have a huge impact. This is devastating at times. You really have to learn what this is all about for you. Now I don't know that you've had X-rays, you've had blood tests. You're gonna need to get EKG. You're gonna have to get stress test, echo, whatever your doctor prescribes, or wants you to do for testing. I totally get that. But even then, there's the process of medication. Some cardiologists will say no meds. Some cardiologists will say beta blockers, calcium channel blockers. There's a myriad of drugs out there that are just thrown at you, right? And I can't recommend anything at this point because everybody's different. But you're 29 years old. You're in the prime of your life. And we're all in the primes of our life. And here, these things hit. And you say you've been getting them constantly for 10 days. I've never been tortured in a prison camp, but I gotta be honest with you, I think I'd almost prefer that. I've been accidentally stabbed, I've been shot accidentally by my brothers with BB guns and pellet guns, and hit in the head with a baseball bat, and all those things, and I think I'd rather do that several thousand times more than deal with the PVCs. Moviezilla, thank you very much for posting. On to CT Top 1311. Adding to my previous comments, I had an internal cardiac defibrillator installed. They keep telling me they're not dangerous. Every time it happens to me, it feels like I'm going to die. Holy fuck, man. I don't even know what to say to that. A cardiac defibrillator. I got nothing for you, man, but just an appreciation that you're moving forward. That, I don't know what else to say to that. I really wish I had more to say. I don't. Wow. And Ford Girl, she's the same. Maybe CT Top, you can come in, and if I'm still going through comments, I hope that maybe you can tell me more about that. Send me an email. It's in there. I'd like to know more. And CT Top, you go on to say, fighting mine for 4 years, 1 episode of ventricular tachycardia, 1 failed ablation, several emergency room visits. Wow. Michael Kareem Dunn says they scare me in reply to that. CD Top again. That's me to a T. Glad I found this video. Michael Tyndall. I'm struggling bad with this. Really bad. It's ruining my life. Getting the same info you are. It's benign. We don't know what causes it. You need to de-stress. Absolutely frustrating. This is the thing that pisses me off the most. Is when somebody says they're benign, we need to de-stress. What the fuck does that mean? Alright? This irritates me to no freaking end. You need to de-stress. Has anybody stepped out their door when they tell us this? Work, life, the fast-paced nature of our society, de-stress. Now, I will get into this a little bit later on how to do this more effectively, but it's still not a guarantee. But they can't tell us what causes them. I know people are looking into this, so hopefully someday we figure this out. And I know there are specific treatments being developed in the University of St. Louis for different arrhythmias that are non-invasive, like an ablation. But I hate it when a doctor tells me to de-stress. I hear this all the time. I am going through a process right now where there's just some other shit going on with the benzos, and my doctor wanted me to stay on them. My neurologist wanted me to stay on them because you feel better, just take them. Well, to feel better, to change what I'm feeling, I would have to take double, triple the dose of what was on. But he doesn't understand. Just like this. It's benign. We don't know what causes it. You need to de-stress. Here's my response to that. Fuck off. That's what I say to that. That's the most insensitive thing you can say to somebody with PVCs, SVT, PACs, anything. It's horribly insensitive. Take a breath as a doctor and realize there's a human being on the other side of that diagnosis. Let's move on to Jacob Campbell Maplebeck. First, Jacob, thanks for posting. It's the worst feeling I've ever experienced. Might have basically 100% disappeared after 5-ish months of utter pain from PVCs. I was taking 2/3 magnesium taurate, 125 milligram a day. I probably over 100 before I felt any difference. I took probably over 100 before I felt any difference. A year ago, I was so desperate, I was pouring magnesium into water. I was trying vitamin D, changing my diet. I was doing anything to numb and eliminate the pain of PVCs. I hated them. I'm also so grateful for my uplift from them, and one non-medical method of getting through them was watching videos like these. If you're reading this and experiencing them, feel free to reply to me. PVCs occupied my life for a while. I left what I felt life a long time. Let me click on the read more here. Okay, so then Mark Jasm, I'm taking 125 milligram by CR twice a day for a month, but it doesn't seem to be working for me. I have PVCs that can feeling every afternoon, like 3 to 5 times a day, until it's really painful. Like you right now, it's very depressing to have these, and it's taking the life out of me. Always wonder what happened to me. Hope I was just dreaming. And then Ford Girl, she wants to know what happened less than the PVCs, and then Jacob replies, he talks about the magnesium took a long time to have an effect. Presume it took a while to build my levels back up, but I was also trying to maintain all my other electrolytes. I was drinking a lot of smoothies, even with spinach and lots of potassium-based foods. I was also taking 2 bananas a day. It seemed like something you can't overcome just with one time, but it's worth it not suffering with them anymore. Okay, thanks Jacob, thanks Ford, thanks Mark. Yeah, here's the other debate. What do you take? My doctor tells me magnesium. I watch videos. Dr. Sanjay Gupta, I think is his name, says Magnesium, magnesium, magnesium. At the height of these things for me, I've tried every form of magnesium. I've had my magnesium levels tested, and I've always been excellent with my magnesium and my electrolytes. Right? So I take magnesium, magnesium, magnesium. When I was taking magnesium citrate liquid form, just the Walgreens version, I swore I got relief. But then I got serious GERD, so I stopped taking them. So I've tried all the magnesium. I don't take magnesium now. I have PVCs. I would knock on wood. I'm not superstitious at all, but I am not taking magnesium, and I'm having maybe 50 PVCs a day right now. Right? I'm gonna jinx myself. And it's all your fault for making me do this. No, I'm kidding. What changed for me? I don't. Here's what I can tell you exactly what I did. I stopped eating meat, and I've stopped eating dairy. And sugar, minimally. Sugar, I know for me, triggers my PVCs. It also triggers my GERD, which I think the stomach is the key sometimes to PVCs. Well, as a matter of fact, I really believe on a lot of the accounts with my SVT was created by my stomach, right? I also think it's nutrient based, because when I first started becoming very seriously vegetarian, I didn't eat a lot, and I started having SVT. Now that I've learned how to eat as a vegetarian, I now understand I have to get plenty of nutrients in, and then I'm okay right now. I haven't had any serious bouts of SVT for maybe a couple months, maybe longer, I'm not sure. But I do know, I think, in my mind, in my lay terms, anecdotally, that there's a correlation between the types of meat I was eating and dairy. I think there's a correlation there. That would have to be studied. That is not scientific. But I also say that sugar plays a big role in PVCs for me. Okay? And I don't touch caffeine. I ain't touching that stuff. Stay away from Red Bull, all that stuff, which I'm sure you all do. Now we're into Ripsaw. Dealing with the same thing, yet they made my cardiac appointment 2 months from now. They don't seem to be concerned, but it doesn't feel nice. Forward response. I was getting in bed all last week. I was admitted to the hospital and had testing done. I had low potassium and magnesium, and they still put me on anti-arrhythmia meds plus 3 huge potassium pills and sent me home. They kept getting worse, so by the 5th day, I said fuck the pills. And up my banana intake and started magnesium. And guess what? I haven't had a pal for 3 days so far. I prepared my mind for them. Essentially prepared for them to come back. So far, so good. Test account says, "Hi, 4girl. Please keep us updated. Have you had any sense? What type of magnesium are you taking? And what dose and what potassium? How many bananas?" Essentially, this is what he's. I don't test account. I'm assuming that's a dude on a motorcycle. Wants to know how many PVCs she had before, how long. It looks like Ford responds with just gummy Vitafusion and lots of bananas and water. It's interesting you bring up bananas and water, Ford girl, and thank you very much for doing so. I eat a lot of raisins. I can't talk. Raisins have a lot of potassium and calcium, but a lot of potassium. And I drink almost exclusively water. And when I had GERD really bad, I said fuck it, and I would down an entire bottle of water. All right, I wouldn't do that trick where you just suck it all down at once, but I drank a whole bottle of water pretty quick, and then I did it again. Like I was going through maybe 8 or 9 bottles of water a day, maybe even 10. Just drink it. And I'm starting to formulate a picture here over time that water does help. And I think, Ford girl, you're onto something here with the bananas as well. I eat raisins. And as long as I'm consistent with this stuff, the PVCs and SVTs quiet down. All right? So thank you for that. It does have to do with food. It does. And I think just regular sugar, like processed sugar, bad. If you're going to take it, be careful. I don't know what anybody else is eating. So I get it. But watch your food. So now we're on to Mike Johnson. 3 weeks ago. Steve totally can relate. I started getting the PVCs packs a few years ago. Mine have not been as debilitating, but they do come and go randomly. Very annoying. Mine generally appear during time of stress. Example, when sick, cold, fever present, severely dehydrated. I think that's a big one. Stress too. Two things I found that works: calm them down. Magnesium. Dr. Sanjay. Hey, you mentioned Dr. Sanjay too. He takes it with the powder with his drink. Natural calm. He takes 4 grams per day. Yes, a day. I've learned if you keep your magnesium stores up constantly, it keeps PVCs at bay. I always notice when I don't take the natural calm for a few days. Reading more. He's going to get more PVCs. I'm just kind of reading here. You're right. You're very spot on. I think experimentation is the key for us. We have to figure out what works for us. We're all very different. Because if we look at hydration, potassium, magnesium, what we eat, and our stress levels, we're all going to be different. All right? So, Mike, you're spot on. And thanks for posting what you're doing and trying to figure out. And you also mentioned electrolyte drinks, not Gatorade, too much sugar. Yes, Gatorade was not a good for me, and neither was Propel, simply because the artificial sweetener. I can't do that. I can't do artificial sweeteners either. If I drink too much of that stuff, boom, I'm gonna have PVCs. It's about what you can tolerate. Thank you, Mike. I appreciate that. Ford girl, 3 weeks ago. I'm so tired of his teeth. Sometimes I want to die. I get that. I'm just gonna tell you this point blank, Ford girl. This fucking sucks. Nobody gets it, and sometimes you do. You just want to crawl up in a big ball and call it a day. Fuck it, right? It's all encompassing. It really is to me, like somebody walking around or pinning you on the ground, and they've cocked the hammer and they've got a gun in the face in your mouth, and they're gonna pull the trigger every minute. But Kat responds to her, and Ford, reach out more. I'm sorry I haven't been more active, so I'm gonna start being more active. So reach out if you need to. Send me an email. That's in there. Be happy to. I'm hoping maybe this turn into like a chat where we can all kind of chat. I'd like to see that happen, like in some sort of chat room, or maybe through Zoom or something like that. Anyway, ablation. I almost had an ablation once, but the doctors fucked up my appointment. I'm kind of glad I haven't. It scares me to death. But there are times I would have just jumped in there and shoved it right in there myself and done it. You know? Let's move on down to Ford Girl again. Ford Girl, man, I'm in there with you. I have a pituitary tumor that I've had removed on Tuesday, and I'm really hoping there's some correlation with the two. I'll keep you updated. I hope so too. I hope you find an answer. You know, fuck it all. Hope you do. Anybody on here is listening to this, send me an email if you want to, or whatever. I think it's in there somewhere. If not, somebody post and say, "Hey asshole, we can't see your email." Test account response: David Squire, originally 320 milligrams of magnesium oxide worked to get rid of PVCs for me. Went from thousands a day to trigemini to usually 0 noticeable PVCs a day after 4 days of taking magnesium. Since it has come back, magnesium does not work for me, but I now take magnesium citrate 400 milligrams, as this is absorbed better and makes my PVCs feel marginally less forceful. Yeah, see, that's the thing. It's the type of magnesium too. The citrate, the oxide. You know, I hear so many different things. Oh, which one's the best? Right now, I'm taking 0 magnesium. Here's what I take in a day. I take 3,000 vitamin D. And I mentioned this before. My vitamin D was so low, it was in that dangerous level. Now I've got it back almost to normal. There may be a correlation for me that my severely low vitamin D was causing problems. So get your vitamin D checked. I'll just say that. I'm not a doctor. Take your doctor's advice. This is not medical advice at all. Get your vitamin D checked. Magnesium is so hit or miss, though. David, I totally get it that you haven't had success or come across anyone that has. You got to find the one that works. Now on to Ket Uto. Had ablation for SVT last week. I wanted my life back. SVT is scary and involuntary. You can't talk yourself down. Get ablation, win your life back. You okay now? Mark asks. Kat says, been 3 weeks, no episodes, feeling great, living life again. Outstanding, Kat. I'm happy for you. Kevin says, ablation. Joan Coletti. Hey, Steve. I know I put this out a while ago. Just saw your video and heartily agree with you. Wholeheartedly. Sometimes I read fast. Sorry about that. Just saw your video and I heartily agree with you. I have problems with arrhythmia twos, PACs and PVCs and AFib. Doctors only want to prescribe meds. I can't take them either. Make me feel worse and my mind turns into mashed potatoes. Stop the meds. Doctors won't ablate me because of prior heart surgery. But I'm pushing to find a doctor who will do so. I found drinking the nutritional drink Ensure or the others has helped me. Okay, see, that's the thing. It's not a one script fits all, and that sucks. But it also sucks that doctors are just fucking doctors drive me up a tree. I wish I could do something with these meds, man. I work in the world of psychology and counseling and with psychiatrists, and they're just pushing meds, and it, like you said, it turns your mind to mashed potatoes. On beta blockers, my heart rate goes down too far, blood pressure drops. I can't take them. Plus the sexual side effects too. You know, they don't think about that with us. So thank you very much, Joan. I hope you find someone that will help you. Big Lou 88. I was 28 when I started getting them. I'm going on 30 now. I take Cardia XT 240 milligrams a day and Flecainide 50 milligrams twice a day. And I still get them daily. It's very upsetting. Yes, doctors want to just feed medicine. Yes. Flecainide, I will never touch that shit again. I'm not despairing the drug. It works great for some people. For me, I felt like I was having a fucking heart attack. I did. So, thanks very much for Big Lou. I appreciate that. And hang in there. Hang in there. I hate meds. Luann Mulvihill? Sorry, Luann. Doctors, you telling Luann meditator not gonna die, etc. make you wonder if the doctors ever had one in their life. If he did, he wouldn't be saying that. I've been for 15 plus years now, tried the medication, same as you, tried low blood pressure, makes your blood pressure, see I was just talking about that, blood pressure and heart rate too low. Tough to get to PVCs on a monitor. Showed 20% of her heartbeats were PVCs. So I went to an EP doctor, not sure you ever saw one of them, but he said there's no point of suffering. He suggested the ablation, which will happen in December, which this is what have already happened. Can't take a medication, which I do not either. Your only option is ablation or living with it. I have seen an EP several times. I tell them the same thing I tell all cardiologists, is you don't know. But I would have at that time had an ablation, and I was pushing for an ablation, but my doctor wouldn't do it because he couldn't catch him. Oh, here you go. Sayed, they did the ablation, it was a success. Did not feel any PVCs for about 2 months. Now it comes back, but not like before. I feel scared and disappointed, but the bright side is, until now, still my PVCs. I've heard that ablation, you have to do it a couple of times sometimes. Rob M asked, did you ever deal with anxiety or panic attacks before you ever started getting them? No. No. I got the anxiety and panic attacks afterwards. But I still say this, I took antibiotics. And they destroyed my stomach, digestion, and that's when I got the severe PVCs. Now I had them before, but they didn't get horrible until that. Did you get them just resting, or could you just be walking, then bam, you get one? I get them both. I can exercise and get them, and I can sit still and get them. So yeah, it doesn't make a difference. I get them out of nowhere. We need to talk. I'm 34, was recently diagnosed. When did you get yours? Do you feel some fear as though you went to vomit? Oh, do you want to feel? Oh, the nausea with it? Sure, hell yeah. Some of mine are painful, like they're gonna jump out of my chest like the alien in the movie. Sometimes I get a headache. Sometimes I get lightheaded. My cardiologist have said it's part of the process. Don Schubert. Hi, Don. I really wish I could have found you earlier. I'd love to talk to you. I I feel such a connection because you've been through various similar situations. I've been through a lot. In addition to PVCs and SVT, I have Prinz Metals Angina also. My email is Don Schubert. Tell me, appreciate. I will do my best, Don. I'm trying to get things caught up. A lot of stuff's happened. We are going together. We are together in this all together. Hope they create a cure for it. I don't know. I know some people are trying. There's some new meds coming down the pike, but I don't want a med. I want a cause. I want to know what causes it. I know that's going to be difficult. We don't even know what causes MS or Alzheimer's or autism. Then there's some discussion on, the ablation and what it really means to clean those up. I don't know about. I gotta be honest with you. I don't know about ablation right now. I'm doing pretty well, and I know this audio is going to be long, so I apologize for that. But I'm trying to get everybody's comments and stuff in. I feel bad because I haven't been doing this. Maybe I'll say something about why. But anyway, right now, I've lost almost 55 pounds, and I don't want to say I'm a vegan. I hate that word. I'm plant-based. I'm a plant-based fella. That's what I'll call myself. Almost whole foods, but I'm a plant-based fella. And I know I've gotten the most relief from this garbage, from this shit, from this hell, for making that change. And now I'm not saying you should do that. This is what works for me. I get my vitamin D checked, and some other things. I've talked a little bit about the vagus nerve, polyvagal system, and so on and so forth. I've had some success with that. And I needed to make a video or an audio on what that really means. But here's what I think. My personal opinion, not a doctor, not giving you medical advice. There is a confluence of shit that hits people like us, our particular group of folk in the world, that causes this. And I think it's diet, stress, okay? Excuse me. And some other external, internal factors that I haven't been able to figure out. But I know diet and stress are big ones. And I think once we can figure those things out, we can start to get a handle on these things. Right now, like I said, I don't really have SVT anymore. My PVCs come in small groupings, maybe 2 or 3 times a day. Now, I'm not on magnesium. Again, I'll tell you what I'm on. Vitamin B1, vitamin B12, and vitamin D3, 3,000 milligrams. No, was it 3,000 ICU? I think it's what they do for the vitamin D. That's effective. By not eating all the garbage, my GERD has gotten better. By drinking a lot of water, I feel better. And I start in the morning by drinking a nice glass of water to rehydrate, if you want to put it that way. I do pee a lot. Sorry to be graphic, but I do fucking pee a lot. And there's no such thing as cleansing. I want to say that right off the bat. I'm not cleansing. That's garbage science. That's what your liver does. Okay? Your liver takes care of cleansing, and your kidneys take care of it. These diets, cleanse diets, superfoods, all this stuff is all fucking garbage. Alright? I'm going to be pretty graphic with that. I'm sorry to cuss, but it irritates me. It's not science. It's garbage. Eat healthy foods. For me, that's what worked. You decide what works for you. Sugar. If I drink too much sugar, a GERD comes back, and I get the PVCs. And I don't get SVTs much, but they're there briefly. I stay away from that stuff, I feel better. Okay? So that's my final word. This is almost 30 minutes. It's going to be long. If you listen to it, I hope you do. If somebody, just reach out. I'm going to try to get through all these comments as best I can. Everybody hang in there. And I'm going to start doing more. Do some more Linux stuff too. But I'm going to try to stick with this and get this done. I appreciate it. And hang in there, folks. We're not alone. We got each other. That's the best thing we could do. Is be there, understand, and educate doctors. Take care. Have fun. Be better.